Mega Mike the Movie Man, and today I got a mega movie plan. Today, I'm back with another mega review for you all. Today, I'm going to be reviewing The Dark Knight. Yes, my second favorite film of all time. This is our series on the road to the Batman. This is episode 6. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the movie. I'm going to give you all the good, the bad, and my recommendation on whether you should go back and see this one in preparation for the Batman release. Stick around through the entire video to get that recommendation. But without further ado, let's get started.
Evening, Commissioner.
Now to get into the good of the movie. So The Dark Knight has a lot of great to it. This is the godfather of the Batman movies. This movie, you take out all the superhero elements, you still have a solid crime drama here. But we got to talk about the Prince of Crime himself. Heath Ledger's Joker is the absolute best performance of any character I have ever personally seen. I mean, he just brings this character to life on the big screen. He is so terrifying and creepy, but he has a lot of nuances. He does a lot of sick jokes throughout the movie, so he plays the comic Joker just perfectly, and he is truly an agent of chaos. He is just doing random actions of violence to put Gotham City into a state of just chaos and unpredictability and everybody running terrified, and he does that perfect as the villain. So that's what's making him such a great villain. He is an unstoppable force, and he goes against Batman, who is an immovable object. And you see them both clash not only physically in the movie, but with their philosophies. And that is such an interesting dynamic throughout the movie. You have a lot of great dialogue scenes, like the interrogation scene with Joker and the Batman is absolutely perfect in the movie. And you can see that the Joker is just getting to the core of Batman, just getting on his nerves. But Batman cannot lose himself and take out the Joker. And that's what makes it such a great superhero and villain relationship. So the Joker is absolute perfection in here. So many quotable lines, so many memorable scenes. You cannot go wrong with him. But it doesn't stop there. You also got a second villain, and you got Harvey Dent, who becomes Two-Face. And Aaron Eckhart in this movie just is great in the role because you get to see the whole arc of his character, how he starts as the White Knight and the true hero, and he's going to do things by the book and the right way to put all these mobsters away. And he says a great quotable line: you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And this movie just does the foreshadowing perfect here. And so eventually you do see that through all these traumatic experiences, what the mob and the Joker put him through, he becomes the villain. He becomes Two-Face. And he gets terrifying at the end. I mean, you see when he's flipping his coin and just going after everybody he thinks that was involved with his love's death. I mean, that is some intense scenes. So he is also perfect in the movie, also brings a lot of good dialogue scenes, a lot of great lines as well. So those two villains absolutely make the movie, but also the heroes in it are great as well. You got Batman back, very dark and gritty, very somber in this movie. I mean, Christian Bale just plays Batman to a great performance as well. His physicality, all the action scenes are great, and so I think he does a great job in this movie as well. Not perfect, but he does a good enough job. And then with Gordon and Gordon becoming the commissioner, once again, he brings the performance. Gary Oldman, you can never go wrong with him. He is really good in the movie, and he's working with Batman to once again try to put Joker away, try to clean up the city, try to put these mobsters away. So the heroes do a great job in this movie, the villains do a great job in this movie. The script is absolutely solid. It's an entertaining film. There's enough action throughout, but I mean, just some great drama elements throughout the movie as well. You're gonna have movies where you're just and shocked and intensified like this movie gives you, and terrified at certain times and exhilarated. So this movie has it all, even has an amazing score. Once you hear the opening with that score and that opening bank robbing scene, I mean, that just gets you really into this movie, and it's like, yeah, this is how dark this movie is going. This is what this movie is about. It is absolutely amazing.
Hit me!
Now to get into the bad of the movie. So there isn't any serious negative here that's really going to bring down the movie, but there's a couple nitpicks I had that I did want to mention. And the first one being that they do have a recasting in this movie. They switch out Katie Holmes for Maggie Gyllenhaal as the love interest to Harvey Dent and Bruce Wayne. Of course, they have a love triangle. Now, the recasting isn't terrible, but it's not good in my opinion either. I did prefer Katie Holmes over Maggie Gyllenhaal. I don't know, something in the movie just felt off to me. To me, it didn't really match to the character that was established in Batman Begins. Personality wise, I felt the personality changed quite a bit going into The Dark Knight, and so it wasn't a very seamless casting choice there to go with Maggie Gyllenhaal, in my opinion. I know some people really like her in the movie. To me, she was okay. She was serviceable in the movie, but to me, I wasn't like, oh wow, this is a upgrade over Katie Holmes. So just a little bit of a drawback there, but they got to do what they got to do when they need a recast and have no other option. And then my second nitpick here is going to be Two-Face is awesome for what we get of Two-Face in the movie, but I wanted more Two-Face. We only really see him in the very last act of the movie, and he's used very sparingly. When he's on screen, he's fantastic though, but I just wanted to get more of him. I didn't want him to be killed off. I wanted them to bring him back maybe in a future sequel because he was so good, and that is a great compliment. The character is so great that you want to see more of them. I mean, just kudos to them for creating a great villain. I just wish we had more because you get to see him more as Harvey Dent in the movie rather than the villain as Two-Face. So those are just a couple nitpicks with the movie, but overall, like I said, a very solid, very great movie.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Now to get into my recommendation, should you go back and see this movie in preparation for the Batman? Absolutely. This is a must see for any film fan out there. If you like movies, I think you're going to enjoy this movie. Even if you're not a superhero fan, I think this is a strong movie just by itself with all the crime drama elements. But mix that in with you are a superhero fan. Ooh, wow, this is an outstanding masterpiece of a movie. You're going to have a phenomenal experience, especially if you've never seen it before. You're going to be hooked right in from that very first scene. So amazing movie. I mean, it's a movie that just gets so close to perfection. I mean, it is just awesome in so many ways. And I really think this movie is going to have the same tone as the new Batman movie. It's the new Batman movie looks dark, looks gritty. This Riddler looks very serious and terrifying, kind of similar to the Joker here. So I think there's going to be definitely some similarities here, especially with all the mob elements also tied in with the Penguin. I think probably The Dark Knight and The Batman are going to be the most closely related films in terms of character development, in terms of tone, in terms of how Gotham City feels. Of course, they're going to be different, but I really think if you want a good sense of, hey, you know, how dark, how brutal can this new Batman movie get? Then The Dark Knight, I think, is a good starting point. So definitely go back, watch The Dark Knight absolutely right now. What are you doing? If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you haven't seen it in a while, go back and watch it again. It is always a great time. It is just a phenomenal experience every time I watch the movie. Such high rewatchability.
It's all part of the plan.
So that will do it for today's mega review of The Dark Knight. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think makes The Dark Knight an absolute masterpiece, and what is your favorite line out of the movie? And if you're just discovering my channel for the first time, subscribe to me. I'm Mega Mike the Movie Man. So that way you get all that feature entertainment value, all those movie reviews, movie rankings, movie news, movie hauls, you name it. We'll cover everything movies on this channel. Now after this video, you'll definitely want to go check out my Dark Knight Rises review when that is posted. So turn on that notification bell so you don't miss my future videos. Also like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.